Top of the day, you beautiful gathering of the Griots posse. It's Asada, and I'm so happy to see you again this Tuesday morning. Ooh, this brother that's coming on today. What? Talk about an author. We're not just talking about writing, we're talking about healing. You understand me? Dr. Hugh Jenkins is going to bring it this morning, but we got to pay homage to the female solution. Why? Because without the female solution, I wouldn't even be here. That's the platform we're operating in. So if you don't know Female Solution, you're going to know it right now because I'm going to bring a video and you're going to see. So don't you go nowhere. We'll be right back after the intro.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
Right, so we're back. What's up, Asada? I'm the founder of the Soulful Chicago Book Fair, and I like to interview my authors. That's rocking and rolling with our event so that you can meet them and get the story behind who they are. Now, what I think I want to do before I bring the brother on is show you a video of this is how important this brother is, right? I got a clip of a show that they had called The Incurables. But boy, that ain't true when you're dealing with him. So let me see what I got in store for y'all and let you just get a little glimpse of what this is before we go anywhere up in here. Take a look at this clip. And what I love is he corrected me on something that I said, because I said that he helped somebody become cancer free. And that brother said, no, he cancer clean. Take a look, y'all. Hold on. Let me bring it up for you. Let's get it.
Surprised that because he'd gone through many
Hold on, y'all.
cleanses. In
Y'all
fact,
see me
he'd gone
coming? I
on
got to bring
a
it on.
cleanse
Hold
called
on.
Master Cleanse, and he would do that on 4 times.
Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to rewind it, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. You know how technology could be. Technology, like, what you, no, I'm bringing it on. So you fledged, okay? Let me just rewind it and then get it rocking for you guys. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring the brother on. Look at that. Oh, now the video want to come on. Let me rewind it for you guys so y'all can see it. Y'all see him right there, right? Yes, indeedy. So here we go. We're gonna take it right to there and we gonna press play.
Surgery. And he was surprised that because he'd gone through many cleanses, in fact, he'd gone on a cleanse called a Master Cleanse, and he would do that on 4 times a year. And he'd be surprised, why do I have colon cancer with all the cleansing I'm doing? And then after doing a complete evaluation with him, and the question I asked, well, what do you do between the cleanses? And he said, well, I'd eat everything because I figured the cleanses would be all right, and I exercise 3 to 4 times a day, so I'd be all right. I said, no. And I let him know, like I let a lot of my patients know, that 85% of cancer comes from the American diet, specifically digestive problems. From the mouth to the anus, the only way that you're going to have a problem there is from what you eat.
Dr. Jenkins come up with a program to reduce the size of the tumor. So we started with that program. It was I went on a 28-day fast and a 6-day coming off period. Nothing but juices and raw vegetables.
What I told him is that because this tumor is so big, that they might have to go in and do the surgery. Okay, I didn't discount the surgery. Okay, but what my philosophy is that surgery should be the very last resort. Let's try Mother Nature. But Mother Nature, it's a longer therapy than drugs and surgery because we get down to the cause of the problem. Because it takes a minimum of 4 months to go through cleansing in a relatively healthy body. Any chronic condition could take a minimum of a year to get down to the cell level where disease starts. So he knew that in the 3-month period that we were doing prior to surgery, he wasn't totally cleaned out. but we're doing enough that that tumor is starting to shrink. That's why I told him to go get it reevaluated prior to surgery, because he came to me after he had the colonoscopy. So we're having a 3-month period, so things are starting to shrink. It was not going to totally go away. Like I said, it takes a minimum of a year.
But after frequent consultations with his oncologist and his surgeon, Glenn eventually decided it was necessary to take a more dramatic course of action.
All right, hold on. I'm coming back, baby. I'm coming back. You see and when you're dealing with a practitioner that looks confident, that makes all the difference. Let's bring the man on himself, though. Brother, hey, brother, Hugh Jenkins, how are you today?
God is blessing me well, especially with a beautiful sister like you to interview me.
Don't get it twisted. Look, thank you, brother. I'm so thankful to meet you, and I'm so happy that you do what you do. I mean, it's so much. I have so much to address, but let's deal with the book first, y'all. The book of the subject today, y'all, is this: fasting and prayer, God's healing therapy. So, brother, tell us the first and foremost, how did this come about? Person don't just wake up and think about, I'm gonna write this book. Where did this come from? This your focus on this topic?
Well, when I was a senior in college, and I wanted to pre-med, and I wanted to go to medical school, applied for medical school. My father introduced me to Dr. Elvina Fulton. She was a priest physician, and she was a woman of God, and she was the world's authority on fasting. She had people from all over the world that came to her for their health conditions. And as you see there, that Dick Gregory's there, she mentored him and me at the same time. So it was interesting that I was around some celebrity and God put me in that place. So years later, I said I wanted to write a book because I got into practice, all the rest of that stuff. And I thought I didn't have enough knowledge in my head to write the book. And my wife said, if it wasn't for me hearing you on the radio saying that you'd helped a number of women to get pregnant, and I verified I wasn't the daddy, that she came to me because she had 5-year infertility challenge that she tried to fast on her own. And so I put on a cleanse. She went on a 40-day fast like Jesus. Now, not everybody can fast for 40 days, but everybody can fast. Everybody does, from infancy to elderly, and it's called sleep. So instead of me trying to get that knowledge out there, God said, I've got the knowledge for you that you've already acquired, and he put it through me to put it on paper. And so, fasting and prayer is such a fantastic thing because the combination of those two have spiritually and scientifically been proven to heal all disease, from the common cold to common cancer. Okay. Because they have multiple causes: mind, body, spirit, and emotion. And Jesus and the disciples said to Jesus, why can't we cure this man? Because we've tried everything. He said, this person has to be cured with fasting and prayer, both things, both of them, because they work together as a team. Okay.
Wow. Can I ask a question before? Because there's so much. I could pull so much out of you. I want to rewind a teeny bit to the sister that you trained with. And just so people know, I want to bring up her image so that people kind of have an idea of the depth of what we're dealing with here. This says lessons from studying over 10,000 fasts. What's her makeup? What's her origin? And how did y'all connect? How did you go under her tutelage? How did that?
My father had fasted under her 4 years beforehand. And he took me to a conference and she was one of the keynote speakers and introduced me to Dr. Fulton. And she was impressed with me. And she said, I want you to come to my office so we can speak in more detail. So I went to
Nice.
her office, and I was like astonished, and she was impressed that I was going to medical school. She said, "We've got enough medical students, allopathic medical students. We need some naturopathic medical students." So I'd already applied to University of Chicago, the College of Medicine, and she told me about National College of Naturopathic Medicine. And so I got their catalog, and it paralleled everything that was in allopathic medical school. First 2 years was anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, the basic sciences. The last 2 years was a clinical, where we did x-rays, we did labs on the rest of the stuff, but we also did things that I was resonating towards: iridology, looking into the eyes. And you look at the colored part of the eyes, and you can tell what's going on with the body, past, present, uh, future, but you can't diagnose, but you can tell what's going down on
Sure.
the cellular level. Okay. And
Wow.
then other things, it's just like, oh my God. And natural medicine is not just physical medicine, it's also energy medicine,
Yes.
because you can tell when a person's out of balance by the way they talk, the way they feel, the way
Mhm.
they resonate, because as the Chinese say, where the chi flows, the blood will follow. If you don't
Mhm.
have enough energy, the blood is stuck because it
Wow.
needs that pull.
Wow. Well, let me listen. Look, we saw the video just now
Mhm.
with the brother. His name was Glenn, right?
Glenmore, yes.
Right. And so I want to show y'all what the brother looked like now. Wait a minute now. You want the reality? Look at him. He's chilling with
Yep.
the hat, doing the thing. Talk about this. You said cancer. I was like cancer free, blah. You said no, he's cancer clean. Make that distinction for me, and just talk about where this brother is and what type of lifestyle he ended up taking on after working with you. We got another video to show later, but just talk a little bit about having a client like this. This is nothing small at all.
Well, the thing about it, most people say I'm a cancer survivor. And cancer
Hmm.
is number two cause of death in this country. Number one is
Okay.
cardiovascular, heart
Okay.
attacks. Most people don't say I'm a heart attack survivor.
Mm.
Okay. So they got this mindset about cancer. So it's still in their tissues, in their cells, because words have power. Words are in life and death is in the power of the tongue. So cancer, every time he was diagnosed in the early 2000s. And every time he goes to the doctor, they can't find any cancer cells whatsoever. So instead of being a cancer survivor, he's cancer clean. And this brother, do you want me to give you his name?
I don't know. You got to do the protection now. I don't know what's going on, but whatever you want, But it's your stage. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I
So
think they
whatever you
said
say.
it in the video. I
They
think
did.
they said it in the video.
They did.
Okay.
They did.
So that picture was taken late last year. And
This
he's
picture right
gonna
here with the cowboy hat.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
And he is still functioning daily, enjoying himself. If you can pull it up, he's got a nice smile on it. He's going to be
Eh,
79 years young next month,
nice. Nice.
and he's, like I said, well, at the end of the show, I'll talk about it, but him, like us, are seniors shining in our golden years.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love that. Look at
yeah,
that. You guys, this is something big. We're going to go over the other video a little later, but you don't just focus on just fast and pray. People don't really know how to do that, but you do have a regimen. You helped that brother develop from a regimen, but
right.
you have a series of products that you do recommend. And I do want to share that because people are like, well, how do I do it? What do I do? Y'all, look at this brother. He got the goods. Tell us a little bit about what we're looking at right now and what these products are, because I can feature different ones, but yeah, tell us about this line and how you use it to in your work.
Well, the thing about it is that, what is God's medicine? God's medicine is from plants. So
Mm-hmm.
plant-based medicine is the best medicine you can have, not
Mm-hmm.
chemicals. But
Right.
the thing about it, many, many years ago, the pharmaceutical industry, their source of the medicine was plants. And then they took out the active ingredient. And by taking out the active ingredient, that's why we have so many side effects. So by using these plant-based supplements, that helped a great deal. And the one that you see that I have with the glass in my hand is medicinal mushrooms. And the mushrooms are very fantastic for cognizant health. We've got so many people with brain fog and dementia and Alzheimer's at a younger age.
Mm,
Okay. So
mm.
by feeding the body, because the body has nutritional deficiency, it doesn't have drug deficiencies. And
Big
then
time.
what were you about to say?
I just said big time. You right.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah.
Continue.
And then we don't drink enough water.
Yeah.
Okay. The body is 75–80% water. The brain is like a sponge. It needs more water than any of the other organs. If we
Mm-hmm.
don't drink enough water, one of our causes of disease, and there's multiples, is dehydration.
Ooh wee.
And the cure is in the cause. If you're dehydrated, the cure is water. No
Wow.
pill is going to have that. You need to drink water, and ideally half your body weight in ounces. So if you're 150 pounds, 75 ounces of water.
Right.
Not
Right.
coffee, not tea, not pop, not alcohol, but good, pure water.
Absolutely. Let me say while you're speaking to me, because I had a stroke in 2004. And I wrote a book right after it called I Had to Choose to Feel Better. And in it, there's a section that talks about deficiency, because
Mhm.
we out here living thinking whatever we thinking, but no, you deficient in magnesium.
Yes.
That's why you're having heart problems. You're deficient in potassium. You're
Mhm.
deficient, like you said, you're dehydrated. And so I have worked on myself tremendously to like really enhance my neurology.
Mhm.
Look, the eating walnuts, I put walnuts in my smoothie. Walnuts look like a brain. Go ahead, eat that. So you have other things. I mean, that's just one supplement. But what are we looking at here?
Okay, adaptable. One of the biggest causes of disease, and especially heart attacks and strokes, is stress.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if we are out of balance from that stress, they can give you medications for high blood pressure, which is a symptom of the
Mm-hmm.
cause of the problem.
Right.
If you don't get down to the cause, like I said, dehydration, the cure is in the cause. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to learn how to balance it, you know, to adapt to our stressors. Okay.
Got you.
And so what we need to do, instead of people going to, oh, I'm going to go to the spa to de-stress. And then they come back, he said, how do you do it? Oh, I was so relaxed. I said, well, why didn't you go to the spa to relax? Well, I did. But you said I went to de-stress. So it takes longer for the body to relax than if you said, I'm going to the spa to relax, because you're relaxed before you go to the door. So if you take these plant-based supplements to adapt to those imbalances, then that'll work. You see, it's one of the things that's good for stress and moods. A lot of time when we're stressed out, we're in a state of stress, anxiety, depression. Okay, our immune system weakens because our nervous system, our immune system, and our digestive system are in our gut, our microbiome. So
Mm-hmm.
these things have helped a great deal. In fact, that was the number one supplement that started the company.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. Let me tell you something. I could have been your guinea pig up in here, because after I had that incident, blood pressure was a thing. I
Yes.
do have a nutritionist, and I am dealing with very natural supplements, but
Mhm.
it does take like that time you said. I told you the stroke was in 2024, but I am just really getting a handle on those different things, the sugar, the high blood pressure. So having a person like you is so important in life, and there's so many other things. You got another supplement here. I'm showing y'all this because he not just bringing you the book. We're going to get back into the book, but the supplements, when you meet him at the book fair, you will be able to touch base with someone who can help you. I'm going to be in your face for the iridology off the cuff, but what are we looking at here? this particular product. I'm gonna move the name in it so we can look at that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. It's Soul Complete protein,
Oh,
plant-based protein, and it's uh, Dutch Dutch chocolate cocoa. The name of the dog is Coco. So I said my two favorite cocos is the Soul Complete Dutch
yeah.
chocolate cocoa
Uh-huh.
and the dog Coco.
We got it.
Okay.
We got. I see the baby. That's good.
Yeah.
I had to
Yeah.
put that together. So the protein is important. I'm so glad that you have these a variety of these products, and you guys. I mean, he was trying to tell me about certain products, and I was like, "Ooh, save it for the show." You were talking about a reset, and then I don't know if it's the same thing as the hair growth thing, but I'm gonna show you this, and I'm gonna let you get in. What is the reset? Go ahead and tell us while we're looking at this.
Now,
What's
in
that?
reference to the protein and the collagen, the body needs that because the body is made out of all our cells are protein
Okay.
and collagen. Now,
Okay.
this is not a collagen, it is a plant-based product that helps the body produce its own collagen.
Ah, I
What I
see.
did last year is that I did a collagen hair growth challenge. My
Okay.
hair was shorter than this, and so I started it in September, and it grew back about like as tall as your head wrap, you know,
Wow.
in December. And so I cut it at the beginning of the year. And so the
Okay.
thing about it is like, wow, being a Leo and a
Mhm.
senior in the community,
Okay.
my mane, my crown was
Okay.
just like there. And at 73 years young, I
Wow.
was shining in, not I was, I am shining in my golden
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
would never know that. What? Work them thing. Work them. Look, y'all see the effects of supplements, how they keep a person looking like they're supposed to and not wrinkled up and deteriorating. That's important that that not be the case. Now, that is this the reset the same product that we're looking at here? And then next to it, is that the same thing? It says immunity, strong bones. Is that yet another product in this group of
That
products?
is part of the 3-day reset program.
I
Okay.
got you.
Because
Okay.
we have the 4 drinks, we have the collagen, and we have the protein. A
Okay.
complete program. The thing about it is like we're in the wintertime. From here, we're
Mm-hmm.
going into the spring, from the spring to the summer, from the summer to the fall, and back into the winter. The
Mm-hmm.
environment takes 3 days for it to reset.
Mm.
Okay, the external, our body also needs 3 days to reset. If we're not in tune with the external environment, we will go into a state of dis-ease. Now,
Mm.
what is the winter usually called? The flu season, because we're not in tune with Mother Nature.
Mm.
Okay. We usually go from, I call it the sweet and dangerous season, from Halloween to the new year. We're eating the wrong things, we're
That's
partying too
true.
much, all the rest of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then we set up a perfect toxic environment for the flu to come in. And
Wow.
it's
Look at that.
thriving on that poison. If we
Wow.
don't reset, you know, because more people get sick and die during that sweet and dangerous season than any
Mm.
other season in the year.
Wow, sweet and dangerous season.
Yeah.
That is such a perfect uh articulation of that time and
Mhm.
why we get in that state. I think that the fact that, you guys, if you're just coming to the table, yep, Dr. Hugh Jenkins is a best-selling author of this book. I'm gonna show you right now. Check it out. It is called Fasting and Prayer. Okay. And I can relate to, I was just telling my friend the other day that when I fast, I don't go on any kind of long fast, but I will prolong the amount of time that I eat before I eat during the day. That break fast, right? And
Mhm.
so my sugar always goes down when I do that, and so I am in a life where I'm monitoring my own health. But anytime I need that sugar to go down, don't eat. And I think that the body is going, and I'm not saying don't eat, like don't eat at all. I'm just saying that I have to, that I could never do 3 meals a day. I don't know how one does something like that. That's cool, but not for me. And when I fast, I notice that I feel better in terms of my health as well. I know in the Nation of Islam, they even have it where they eat one meal a day, and then they got Ramadan. So fasting and prayer. What do you recommend for a person that is just kind of embarking on this type of lifestyle?
Well, let me explain to you that everybody from infancy to elderly fasts, and it's called sleep. Okay. And so a number of people are doing the Daniel's fast during this time of the year. Some people do intermittent fast consciously and subconsciously, because some people will say, well, I don't fast. And I ask them, when's your last meal of the day? Well, 5, 6, maybe 7 o'clock. And when's your next meal of, when is your break fast the next day? Oh, 11, 12 o'clock. I said, well, you did an intermittent fasting. It was at least 12 hours. And then sometimes it get up to 16 hours. So it's a 16, 8-hour intermittent fast. So what I've done for many, many years, personally, I would do 1 day a week, which would be 24 to 36 hours, and then 3 days a month. So in a year's time, that's 76 days. So it doesn't have to be a long fast, but giving the body an internal rest, we need to do that.
That's important, giving the body an internal rest. And I love that you said that sleep is a period of fasting. Oh, we got a question here. Oh, we might know
Okay.
this person. Ashabi, what's up? It says, does Dr. Jenkins advocate intermittent fasting?
That's one of the many things that I have in my book is intermittent fasting and telling you the different ones. There's a 12 to 12, the 14 to 7, there's a 16 to 8. Yes, I advocate all kinds of fasting
Mm-hmm.
because we need that. Animals fast. If you got a dog and the dog gets sick, the dog's not going to eat the dog food. The dog's going to
Mm-hmm.
go out and it will eat some grass that they know that's medicinal naturally for their body. They'll throw up the grass and mucus with everything else. And they said, oh, that grass made the dog sick. No, that's God's plant-based medicine.
Nice.
When a
Nice.
person, especially babies, when they get sick, they don't want to eat. Mama
True
said, you
that.
need to eat, you need to eat. But the baby subconsciously knows that, but the parents, us adults, think we know more than that. So the most
Mm-hmm.
in tune of God's creatures are the animals and the
Mm-hmm.
babies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
that's one thing that I've learned. You're never too old to learn and never too young to teach.
Hey, didn't we share that the other day? I just love it. You got something else here I want to show before we go to commercial break, because we'll be going to commercial break in a minute. But I want to show, I want people to really get exposed to these different supplements that you have. What are we looking at here?
We're looking at Soul Marker XD, which is a source of the different markers. You got 3 markers which are good for the hormone and glandular system. One of the problems that not problems, but one of the conditions we go through in life is a hormone imbalance.
Mm,
And people have commonly they have thyroid problems, but then they have they have the thyroid and adrenal glands work together as a team. They usually test only for the thyroid. If the adrenal gland is the primary one that's out of balance and doesn't show anything that here, the thyroid is being weakened because its partner is not functioning properly. Okay, so if these markers have the proper supplements, proper nutrients that the glands need, okay, it's going to work better, and
mm,
then when we use it in a combination of therapy as a program, not just one supplements, just like you said, you needed magnesium for your brain. But the thing
mhm.
about it, the body needs over 100 different nutrients. If you
Yeah.
put one in there, it's going to throw the other ones out of balance.
Mm-hmm.
That's why with
Mm-hmm.
the complete food, we don't just eat part of the plant. Some companies do that, the roots, the leaves, the bark, things like that. But it's better to have the complete plant because that's the way God made it.
That's right. Got
Yeah.
you. We got a comment here. Oh, yeah. My girl Zelda Speaks from Higher Learning Network says, since starting intermittent fasting and only eating from 12, between 12 and 6 p.m., I feel 100% better. Who knew? Thank you for sharing. See, there we have it. I think a lot of times God has us do things and he's telling us so we just do it. We don't even
Mhm.
overstand our connection and that he's just going to direct you in the right direction. I remember I was in the grocery store and something said, get them Brussels sprouts. And I got them Brussels sprouts. And then I found out about cruciferous vegetables and their impact on your neurology and all that. What? It was the bomb. So I love that. We are actually going to go to a commercial break, you guys. When we come back, we will get into more about Dr. Hugh Jenkins. We'll watch a little bit more video, get some understanding of what you're going to meet when you come to the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair. Don't y'all go nowhere because we're going to break it on down. Let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair.
Hey family, this is Charles Humphrey of MCH Publishing, and I'm here with Ashada, and we at the Soulful Chicago Book what?
This is the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, slamming.
We getting down in Hyde Park. Just run it down, my sister. Just tell us, for the people, a little bit about what we're doing here today and why.
You know, this is the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, and this month is very important. I feel like we don't give it the type of recognition that it needs, but beyond that, I do all things literary, and we have so many ancestors that have taken a tradition of writing and done great things. Well, we have those of us that are carrying on that tradition, and nobody knows about them until now. So the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair is allowing us to tell our stories according to ourselves for our own benefit. And it's just beautiful. I mean, she could have been here today if you wasn't here, but if you were, oh, it's been amazing. People came in consistently, children, and we have children's authors, we have nonfiction authors, we have fiction authors. This is really good. And it's about taking our own power in our own hands and doing what we do on the literary tip, though.
Right.
I got to work, but I can't help it. Everything going to school. Not just about bring my African shit like this. Bring in the African shit.
I just love it, y'all. It's coming up. If you see at the bottom of the screen, it says coming soon, February 15th, the next Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair. Yep, look at it right there. It's going to be at Little Black Pearl. I love Little Black Pearl. If you don't know what it looks like, let me just show you real quick. Look, let me just show you real quick. Look at this. Oh, man, look. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful on the inside. Beautiful on the outside. There is Carver. They got the Carver Cafe. We doing it. Let me just say this real quick. We're literally taking donations for sure, as we are approaching it. These things, they don't just pop up in the world. They do take your financial support. So if you want to make a donation, guess what you could do? You got PayPal. Watch this. Oh, baby. You could donate right there, baby. You could just get right there, boop, 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 and it'll lead you right to PayPal. But if you want to do something like you want to do, let's say Cash App or Zelle, I'll put that up there for you too. Let's get that up there. If you want to make a donation, we got Cash App that's going to $ Asada Thrives. Then we got Zelle, Beating Black Kids at Gmail. That's my first book. Y'all be like, well, Beating Black Kids. If you know me, you know that that's my book. And we only have a few spaces left for authors. So if you can still register, you just need to go to our website at soulfulchicagobookfair.com. That is down at the bottom, soulfulchicagobookfair.com, and go to author submission, and you will be in the mix and be able to see if you get approved, because there is a vetting process. All right. So definitely tune in. If you're just getting here, you are tuned into Gathering of the Griots, and we are today talking to a brother who has a bevy of great information about healing and diet and doing better, right? So I'm going to bring him back on the screen. Brother Hugh Jenkins, good to have you here today. Thank you so much for being here. Man, you have so much to offer. When people come and meet you at the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, will they be able to sign up for these supplements or get exposure to these supplements?
Yes, because what I can do is that I can share with them my e-card and they can just order the supplements from there. Now, another
Nice.
thing that's important is that we need to know a person's stress level. So I also have a
Mm.
stress quiz to
Ooh.
find out what the person's stressors are, because you have conscious stressors that you know about, and then you got
Mm-hmm.
subconscious stressors, which are the biggest thing you don't know about, but those are the ones that are causing the biggest problems.
Wow. I want to go to the second video because it demonstrates just the whole program, your feedback on the brothers program. Because you guys, when we first came on, we were looking at a brother who is cancer clean after 20 years, but definitely got the help of Dr. Jenkins going into the process. So y'all sit tight. We're going to take a look at that. And I just find it so intriguing because man, who knows these types of folks? We do now. So let's take a look. I'm gonna share my screen again and get it going. Let me make sure what we see what we need to see. There we have it, and let me press play. All right.
That I got all of the information. I'm going to get me second opinions, third opinions, fourth opinions, whatever. Man, I done made up my mind. I ain't letting them do all that chemo stuff on me.
You know, I've seen people through chemo, you know, and how they lose their hair and,
Fabulous.
you know, certain things. Chemo in its place probably for certain people might be fine, but for me, you know, I didn't want to go that way.
For Glenn, timing was critical. Continuing natural therapy with Dr. Jenkins suited him, but he was overcome by a heightened sense of urgency. To further his Glenn had to chart an entirely different course for his life.
I put him on a corrective maintenance, the health program. What he was eating is we got him away from his hamburgers and fries and red meats and all the rest of that stuff, because red meat, specifically your beef, has been directly related to colon cancer. So I said, you got to take that out your diet.
When you go through a program like this, you got to make up in your mind that you're changing your whole lifestyle. And this is what I did. I thought I was doing good, but as my mom said, good is not good. The good get better and better get best. So now I was at a challenge. I had to do my best.
But we also had to do something that was more for his diet that the American Cancer Society states. And they state in their brochures that you should eat 5 to 9 fruits and vegetables a day to reduce your risk of cancer. By eating that much fruits and vegetables and whole grains also, that increases your fiber, which helps to absorb the toxins in the system. So we were having him to eat between a 60-80% raw food diet.
So that means I had to cut out a lot of old habits. I just changed my whole lifestyle around. You can call it cold turkey if you want. You know, I just stopped all the bad stuff.
The name of the program is called Tissue Cleansing Through Bowel Management. One of my mentors, Dr. Bernard Jensen, is from his book of the same name, where the people are taking a number of different supplements. They're taking what I call the liver flush, because the liver is your master filter, and anything that happens in the body, the liver is always involved. So when you're having cancer, it doesn't make a difference where the cancer is. Colon cancer, lung cancer, prostate cancer, breast cancer, because the liver holds 1/3 of the body's blood, it's always involved. But that doesn't mean that there's liver cancer, because it's such a fantastic organ that 80% of it can be destroyed through disease or removed through surgery, and it can totally regenerate itself. So this master filter is working. So we putting him on herbs for filtering, detoxifying the liver, detoxifying the colon, detoxifying the whole body.
One of the main herb that he prescribed was pawpaw. Pawpaw and ET. Those are the two main cancer killing herbs that he prescribed for me. With these herbs working and everything, while you're still trying to recover, what you're doing is actually buying time. This gives your body time to heal.
All right, look at that, y'all. We got the inside scoop. Thank you so much for those, brother. I mean, man, what how do you compare what you knew then, which was a tremendous amount, to where you are now? And have you added anything to the regimen, to what you do for people? Or because I know, even though I wrote my book, I had to choose to feel better. I got a whole nother book based on what I've done after the book, like things that I do to increase my wellness. So is there anything that you have added to your regimen, or have you stuck to what you knew because that works? Talk a little bit about that.
Well, the thing about it, that was in the early 2000s. So with life, God puts more knowledge into your head, and there's more scientific and uh, uh, knowledge comes, as more plant-based knowledge comes and things like that. One thing is that because this book was written in 2022, so the knowledge that I had when Glenn came to me in 2006, 2008, I've added to that. And since that time, I've added more, because a lot of people will come to me and ask me a question: can you heal me? And I tell them, no, I don't heal anybody but myself. It's God, and you heal yourself, okay? Because you are the one that made you sick, and you have to make you better. We as doctors we mentor you to a state of health and wellness. The medical doctors treat you and things like that. And so Glenn, what he did, he did go through the surgery. They took out the tumor, and then he chose to do one thing that has kept him cancer clean for all these years in a state of health and wellness. He changed his lifestyle, because they say that, okay, well, you got such and such cancer in your family, so that's your biggest cause of your cancer. No. And they found this out scientifically, that hereditary is only 10% of your disease. The rest is lifestyle. And if
Gotcha.
you're eating the standard American diet, or as I call it, the sick American diet,
Mm.
it's going to make you in a state of dis-ease. And the thing about it, if you dissect the word diet, I'm eating this. These are the foods that I eat in my diet. Why don't we say these are the God's foods that I eat so I can live it? Things, life and death is in the
You
power of
know,
that.
I'm taking that. I
Yeah,
will be saying that. My live it.
I
This is
live it.
what I do.
I
My
eat to
live it.
live it. Okay.
Wow.
So
That's right.
by helping people become more realize, because I tell people, for every natural disease, there's a natural cure, and for every drug, there's a natural substitute. I learned that from Dr. Fulton.
Mm-hmm.
And all diseases, and you gotta listen to what I'm saying, all diseases are incurable.
Mm,
Okay.
mm.
Incurable from the God within,
There we go.
from the inside out.
Wow.
Okay. So only you and God. And if you want to get well, you will. If you
That's right.
do not want to get well, you won't.
That's right. Oh man, I'm good. We Hercules. We need to do like a co-show,
Yeah,
because I mean, I'm living proof of what you're saying. When you
right.
take that time and you change your lifestyle so that you no longer exemplify the habits that you used to have, right? So I want to get into you as the person, because
Okay.
you are a dad, ain't that correct?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait
It's
a minute.
like
We gonna look at the full screen. Let's get that full screen. Oh, look at that. I didn't even have to tell him. I said, now when I get to family, I need you to turn that, because the family is in effect. So tell me a little bit about you as father, because I want y'all to see. When I saw this, I said, oh baby, there he is.
okay.
Hold on, let me
So
get that.
I've got to
What's going
change that so that you can see all 5 of my kids.
on?
Okay. From
No
my
problem.
oldest
Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
uh
Go ahead.
for my oldest daughter here. She lives in Brooklyn, got these baby slippers on there. And then my son, he used to be in the Navy. My daughter, who's a doctor. My other son, who's in IT. And then my youngest son, that you can't see that clear, he is a global marketer. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's family. And now those pictures are taken years ago. They're all married. They've got their children, and I'm a a grandfather and a great grandfather. So God is blessing me well with a what? How would I say that? It takes a village to raise a child.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
and
Absolutely.
so all of my children have been raised by not just by me and by mothers, but by, when we were growing up, everybody in the community, the village, would be the people that would take care of you. And this is me and Dr. Ronnie, Dr. Daddy and Dr. Ronnie, I say, with her two sons, you know, and we were, the little one was just born just before Thanksgiving because he wanted to come out and have a part of a turkey leg. But this is happy, happy joy. And that's one thing that helps keep you healthy and well, a smile. Because
Yeah.
one thing I've said to people, I can tell when people are smiling on the phone and this and the other. I said, do you know what SMILE stands for? SMILE. Start my internal love engine.
Oh, I'm stealing that too. Start
Yeah.
my internal love engine. Look at
And
that.
if
And
you
we can
see,
see that hair you was talking about. When you talked about doing the hair challenge and the
yep,
collagen, there it go. There it is right
right.
there. Now, we got a comment. My girl Bridget says, Abdullah Rashid Muhammad. I want to know, how is that relevant to, is that somebody that you know, that she knows, that um, I'm not sure if that's somebody, but Bridget, you might want to type more of a comment, girl, and let me know why. How is that relevant? That name there relevant to my man here, Dr. Hugh Jenkins. But I love the fact that family is in. She tagged somebody. She tagged the brother. That's a thank you, baby. She tagged him so
Okay.
he can see his show. Thank you. I was like, who that? But I love that family is a part of you. I love that you have them with, look at their backgrounds. What did they feel about you and your profession? Do you feel that your family, did they take on to it? Did it shape who they became? All of the above.
Well, the thing about it is that at 3 years old, I wanted to be a doctor. Okay.
Mm,
And Dr. Ronnie at 3 years old wanted to be a doctor too. So she was following in daddy's footsteps.
mm,
And I didn't find out till last year that, and I was talking to God extensively. I'd be up late at night looking in the mirror, talking to God. And he revealed to me that after 73 years old, 73 years young, that that was my assignment 73 years ago at 3 years old, that to be a doctor, to be a healer, to be a mentor for people to go through their health and wellness journey. Because it takes, there's uh, the journey of 1,000 miles is the first step. So if you get sick, don't expect to be healthy immediately. Folks say, well, I want to take this magic herb or this magic pill and get better. It didn't work overnight. How long have you been in a state of illness, dis-ease? Well, I've been for 20 years and I've been taking this pill. But why do you expect this to be a magic pill? It's a journey of 1,000 miles. So taking the first step. So yes, me and Dr. Ronnie, we're following our journey of 3 years old and beyond. So it's God has blessed me so well, so
mm.
well. I'm so happy and grateful.
Nice. I love it so much. And what should people expect when they come to the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair? Of course, getting your book, but who do you feel needs to come see you? Like, I had an event in New York one time called Healing Comes to Harlem. And it was a forum of different practitioners coming, and boy, people was coming in wheelchairs, elderly, everybody was coming up in there to get the exposure to these different types of modalities, right? And so I said I was going to create Chi Flows to Chicago, but I'm gonna get that going. Don't y'all take that yet. I don't care if you do it good, but yeah, Chi Flows to Chicago, right? You're gonna bring one of my practitioners there for sure. But who do you feel needs to come see you? I do want to say this. I'm gonna put this here real quick. Oh, my girl Bridget said fasting and prayer. That is what Ramadan is all about. And it is coming up. So excited. That's right. Fasting and prayer is going to permeate. I think with a book like yours, we're going to see things like that start to permeate mainstream society. So I'm going to let you answer that question. Who do you feel needs to come see you and get that book, uh, get exposure to the supplements and all of that? Who should come see
Well,
you?
I'm glad the sister put in there about Ramadan, because that's what I did in the book. It's not just a book about Christian fasting. It's a book about fasting, because fasting is common to all religions,
Mm-hmm.
and all ways of worshiping. So I've got things about Ramadan in there. I got things about Lent in there,
Mm,
Daniel's fast, et cetera, et cetera. So
okay.
people can see that. And so it does help you to see, okay, because when I was growing up, we what was it, the Muslim Wall Street on Cottage Grove, and then they had the temple on Stony Island, I believe, where it is, and I had that. I was so blessed. I had a chance to meet Elijah Muhammad and some of the other great Muslims. One of my aunts on my mother's side was Muslim. She knew Malcolm X personally. Her and her husband knew Malcolm X personally. So I have had a chance to experience doing Ramadan for a short period of time. So yes.
Nice. Look at my girl Bridget said here, Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. I love saying that. Indeed, self-development is a lifelong living experience. Okay.
Yes.
And it says, she also says, we will definitely have a conversation at the book fair. I know that's right. That's right, Bridget. Come on right over and meet the brother, because um, I just love the quality of what that you'll be bringing to
Mm-hmm.
the event, and the fact that people just don't know what to do. I'm looking at this time in history, and it's a lot of things happening in the world that might be negative, but it's a whole lot of things happening in the world that are positive. And I
Yes.
find that we are finding more Black men coming to the table helping people heal. That is a reality, period, point blank, whether it be Yaqui Awakened or whoever, or ages, or all of that. So look at this here. We said, oh, Female Solution says, such powerful information. Thanks for sharing and adding to the global awakening. I'm talking about it. Period, point blank. Yep, the fact that people will have you. If you're not in Chicago, you can still get the book, because guess what? We will be having the website coming up soon. I'm going to put it at the bottom of the screen. Oh, it's being set up right now, but it's drhughjenkins.com. Big time. Oh, we are loving that. And will you have on that website not only the book, but will you have a link to the supplements as well?
Yes, to the supplements and the technology that I use. One of the technologies that I use is called transdermal optical imaging.
Ooh.
And with your cell phone,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you can scan your face in 30 seconds and it could let me know what's going on in your body. It's
Wow.
just
I love
like
it.
people have these iPhones and they can tell their blood pressure and their blood
Yeah.
sugar, and
Yeah.
it's sent to the doctor so they can see that. So the convenience of science is fantastic.
Oh man, because I'm gonna tell you, I literally have been asking. I even asked my nutritionist. I need an iridologist. And I've literally had people say to me, "What is that?" And I'll be like, "Are you kidding me? Why don't you know what that is?" I love that. I want to get that because I look in my eyes and I'm like, I really want to know. I can't see inside the body. I do
Mhm.
feel, and I'm like, what is that quirk? What is this? But the fact that to have a practitioner, access to a practitioner is unparalleled. Now, I'm going to put this comment up here. Oh, yeah. Zelda Speak says, this awesome brother is a reflection of the excellence of our community. And we so appreciate you. Thank you, Zelda Speaks. That you see what we're doing, and we getting that. And you just came back to Chicago. You were in another state, correct?
In Texas, yes.
You were in
Yes.
Texas. Guess what? Texas can't have you no more. Too bad. Too
No, no,
bad for
no.
y'all.
I'm back home to family, to friends, to community.
That's right.
And God is blessing me well, bringing me back to where I am,
That's right. That's
And
right. No, go ahead. I was going to read what Zelda said here, and then you continue. She says, "Wow, where is the face scan available? Will that be something that they're going to be able to do through your website, or do they have to make an
yeah,
appointment with you, or what?"
because what I can do is I can send them the link because there's a video that they can see on that so that they can tell them about the technology. So yeah, I can do that. In
Gotcha.
fact, I can send that to you and then you can forward it to them, the video, and then we can take it from there.
Well, what about your email? Should I give them your email?
Yes, give them my email.
Okay,
Yes,
what is
yes.
I'm going to put it on the screen. What is it?
It's Dr. Hugh Jenkins at Gmail.
Okay, Dr. Hugh Jenkins at Gmail.
Yes, at Gmail.
All right. I'm going to put that up for y'all in a minute so y'all know what's up and y'all can reach out and get the data. You are watching, if you don't know, you're watching Gathering of the Griots, and we are rocking and rolling with Dr. Hugh Jenkins. I am going to put up that. Oh, you know what? I put it up as a, well, it's okay. I put it up as a comment, but that's okay. I'm going to click on it. Look,
there
Dr.
it is.
Hugh Jenkins at gmail.com. I thought I was putting it up as a banner. I can do that too. But there it is, you guys. It's in the comments. That's actually better because it's sitting there. It ain't going to go nowhere. But you can reach out to him and ask the questions that you may want to ask. Where's the scan? Man, it'll be wonderful. Will it be able to maybe scan at the event? Will you have that capacity to potentially do that there?
Oh, yes. One thing I would like to back up and say is that, sister, since you're blessing me with exposing me back to our community, I'm going to bless you with an iridology reading.
Look at my eyes, everybody. Oh, God, these are my dollar store glasses. Oh, Lord. That's awesome. Thank you. Oh, my God. Well, you know what? We only have 2 more minutes. So impart some wisdom on us in these last 2 minutes before we end this show.
Okay. Well, for every, I already said that, but with the doctor within, healing is from the inside out, from the top down, and from the most recent to the past. So something that you've had for a long time, it's going to take longer than a cold. So for example, if a respiratory condition, if you got a cold, that's going to be like that. But if you got asthma, it's going to take longer for that because it's got to get down to the cell level. And one last thing that I like to say, because this is the way I usually close out with my presentations, is it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to heal a body through fasting and prayer. And it takes a village to heal an elder so that we can shine in our golden years, so we can continue shining in our golden years. Thank you, God, for our healing.
Oh boy, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I do want to round off also thanking our sponsors. I got to bring them up, y'all, real quick. We have some great sponsors for the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair. POA, the Preservation of Affordable Housing. Oh, the lawyer, Manotti Jenkins. He is no joke, leading lawyer by his peers. Michelle Renee, who does so much for Black women out here. We got L. Ron Hubbard's Dianetic Foundation, definitely one of the sponsors. Dr. Keisha Baliki, from my high school days, came and supported. And Birds World Publishing will be rocking with us as well. So I just want to say thank you for being here. And I love you, you guys. Let's do this thing and see Dr. Jenkins at the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, February 15th. Don't delay. Mark your calendars. Peace,
and
guys.
Live long and prosper.
That's right. Do it. Peace.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, zhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, Gracias, Italy. Grazie, Egypt. Shukran, Ghana. Madasi, Nigeria. Eshe, South Africa. Ngiyabonga. Senegal. Jaref. Kenya. Asante. Israel. Toda. Pakistan. Shukriya. Afghanistan. Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine. Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.